Little Tony Robbins. I'll drop the link there in the chat. Tony gives us so many reminders. There's something in there. Just remember, when I show you these videos, guys, there's something in there that you can grab and apply in your life. Don't just be passive listeners. Take action. There's something in that video for everybody here that you could take and be like, ooh, that was a good reminder, and just put it in and then apply it in your day. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. So some reminders inside of there, some reminders about making decisions. Like, how do we, again, Tony Robbins helps you understand how to get to the life that you want, whatever that looks like for you. Success in any area, in your health, in your finances, in your relationships, in your spiritual life, in whatever, the growth that's needed, right? The plan, the process that's needed. He helps with that. So take heed to some of these things. Hey, we've looked at it in 177 mental toughness secrets about champions being decisive, making a decision. What decisions are you not making that you know you need to make? What decisions are you're like, in this area, I need to make a decision around this. It could be really small things, it could be really big things. But have you made that decision around that? Have you made that decision? Have you said, I'm going to go this way? We talked about why we don't make decisions. We all know this. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you procrastinate. It's because you're scared. It's because there's a fearful element that holds us back from doing the scary things, the things that cause us to change, the things that are different. There's a fear there. The reason you haven't made a decision in that area that you were just thinking about is because somewhere in your subconscious mind, you're afraid of something. It's not the big bad wolf. There's something in your mind that you've created that's a fear for you, and you have to find out what that is so that you can move through that part and make a decision. You have to be able to make a decision, y'all. Again, in whatever area of your life that looks like for you, that's how we get the process started. Make the decision. The second part he said is then you make the commitment. After you've made the decision, then you commit to going all in, to focusing. This is what we talk about, to focusing on that decision, on that thing that you just decided on, that there was a fork in the road. And instead of going one way, you went another way. You made the decision, which happens in the moment. And then you solidify that with the commitment to say, and this is the path we're going. Third step, he said, is resolve, which Tony Robbins talks about burning your boats, no plan B. Remember the thesis here, y'all, is what? If you change your thinking, you change your life. So how many of us have underlying thinking, literally in our subconscious mind, that we need a plan B, that we need another path? Well, if I can't do this, then I go there. That's literally a thought process that can hinder us from getting to the life that we want. It can hinder us from making the commitment we know we need to make in our health, in our relationship, in our finances, in our business. And it literally stops it. Because in the back of your mind, we got to have a plan B and C, because that's how we were raised. That's what we were taught. That's what we experienced, whatever those things are. And so this becomes the practice. This becomes what you're practicing. You're practicing becoming aware of how to make decisions, of what decisions you're not currently making that you know you need to make, that will absolutely change your life. You're one decision away from absolutely changing your life, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you know that. I hope you know, like, you can literally make a decision today on Monday, January 26th, to change your life, to go a completely different direction. Because you make the decision in the moment, you follow it up with massive action, you make the commitment to say, this is the direction I'm going, and watch things change. But remember, if nothing changes, nothing changes. If nothing changes, like, if your thoughts don't change, your actions won't change, your feelings won't change, like, nothing changes. You'll just keep living the same life. And that's not why we're here. We're here to get to the life that we design, the life that we don't need a break from, the life that we create. This is, again, what Tony Robbins said, of us being the creators of our life, co-creators or creators of our life. It'll come down to the decisions that you make. It'll come down to the decisions that you make. We're all going to die looking like our decisions, the choices, the choices. You have a choice every day to do certain things and to not do certain things. We have a choice. And so you got to make sure that you are keeping yourself, keeping that top of mind to know you got to make, you got to make the right decisions, not the super comfortable decision that you know you'll be able to do because you've experienced it already. And all that being said, the reason why we go through this process, Tony Robbins has coined this, and I use it all the time. When we're seeking happiness, when we're getting to that place, progress equals happiness, right? Progress. He was trying to make the point with Jay Shetty, but Shetty didn't get the point. But it's all good, right? Like at the end of the day, you got to know that it's not about the goal. He said this: we're not designed to just achieve goals and that be the reason why we're happy. It's the progress. It's the man or woman you have to become in order to achieve the goal, in order to build the life, in order to get to the thing, the man or woman you have to become. So, like it says in our text here, 177 mental toughness secrets, the world class achieves happiness from being and becoming. It's not an acquiring and possessing game. This is a game of growth. You know this stuff, y'all. I'm just repeating things that you already know. I'm not telling you things that are new, but is this your belief still? Do you believe that that's how we achieve it? Like if happiness is something that you're after, do you believe that it's really just the progress that makes you happy? It's not the money. It's right. It's really not. I've been for some reason this has come up over maybe this weekend. I'm just thinking about money, talking about money a lot with people. But like, I hope you understand, money's just the enhancer, right? It's neutral. It has no positive or negative. If you are depressed and stressed and unhappy without money, you will be depressed and stressed and worrisome with money. It doesn't change. If you're a great person, if you already can feel gratitude and joy and peace and contentment with no money, then when you have it, you'll still be the same person. It's just an enhancer. Money doesn't change you, it just exposes who you are. That's why it's not the goal. Who you are becoming in the process, who you are being in the process is the key, and it's the focus. Here's what it says in the text, 177 mental toughness secrets. It says, while average people are on a psychological manhunt for happiness, the world-class ranks recognize that happiness cannot be pursued directly. The great ones know happiness is a byproduct of living life to the fullest. The pros forget chasing happiness and turn their attention to fulfilling the vision they have carefully constructed. Happiness eludes the masses because they haven't invested the time and energy to study the animal. The masses repeatedly attempt to create happiness from the outside in, whereas the great ones know sustained happiness stems from being and becoming, not acquiring and possessing. Average people have mastered short-term happiness, easily gained through instant gratification mechanisms such as eating, spending money, or engaging in any pleasurable activity. The world class invests a substantial amount of time ensuring their future happiness by creating congruency between who they are, what they're doing, and where they're going. Champions are masters at doing such things as marrying the right person, selecting jobs they love, and building friendships with people they admire and respect. As a result, they indirectly develop an incredible sense of gratitude and happiness. Because in those things, that's how you grow and become. That's how you become the best version of you. Building the right relationships, getting around the right people, going after the fulfillment in life, the thing that you're aligned to do, not the money, not the paycheck, not that thing. We might condition ourselves that we enjoy what we do for work, but your spirit will tell you different. Your spirit will tell you exactly where you should be or what feels right because you do it a lot and you can feel that excitement, that fulfillment, that impact that you're making, that thing that gives you the energy to keep going. It's not a drag. It's not oh, I got to do this, or man, I can't wait to be done with this. You are it's something that you're aligned with. It fulfills you. And in pursuing that, it's pursuing your highest self. It's pursuing the best version of you because you're in alignment with what that is. Says it in here. Where is it? There the masses repeatedly attempt to create happiness from the outside in, whereas the great ones know sustained happiness comes from being and becoming, not acquiring and possessing. It wasn't that one. Oh, here it is. The world class invests a substantial amount of time ensuring their future happiness by creating congruency. That's that word. I'm saying alignment, but the word is congruency. They create congruency between who they are, what they're doing, and where they're going. All three of those things are congruent. Who you are, who you believe you are, what you, right, that spirit self, that thing that gets you in alignment, who you are, what you're doing, where you're putting that time. Again, it's no knock on the job, but we have to understand the place the job has in our life is sometimes a crutch, getting us away from being and becoming because of what we're doing with our time. That's a huge part of where we spend our life is what we're doing. And if it's not with who we are, if it's not congruent with who we are, what we're doing, we can't we can't become the best version of ourselves. It makes it really tough to do that. And the third part is where they're going. So if all three of those things are congruent in alignment, who you are, what you're doing, what's fulfilling you, what you're putting time and energy into, and then where you're going. And that happens the most when we get to that place. And I know many of you have felt this, where you're doing things and it's not going to take you to where you want to go. You're doing things in your health, but it's not going to get you the optimal health that you believe you deserve. You're doing things to make money, but it's not getting your family financially free to the way you need, right? Because it's off. And that's what you're working towards, ladies and gentlemen. You're working towards getting congruent, getting in alignment with who you are, with where you're spending your time and what you're doing with your time, what's fulfilling you, and then the path you're going, the place you're going. That's why progress equals happiness, because those things can be measured. When you actually know where you're going and who you are and what you're doing, you can measure those things. You can see the more you do something, the more it builds momentum. It gets you closer towards the direction of the place that you want to go. But imagine you don't know where you want to go. Imagine you still haven't written your vision down. Imagine you still don't have a blueprint on paper of exactly the life you'd like to live. Imagine you still haven't really thought about what life you'd like to live in 5 years. What's your ideal life? Where do you live? Who do you spend time with? Where do you spend time? What is your environment like? What do you do that fulfills you? How much do you have pleasure and enjoyment? How much, right, are you able to give back? Maybe you haven't gotten defined on the vision yet. It makes the rest of it hard because you don't know exactly where you're going. So then when you're doing things, yeah, it might get you there because you don't know where you're going. So we keep pedaling. We just keep doing, not knowing that that's not in alignment, that it's not congruent with who we are or where we're going. That's why these conversations are important, to bring awareness for you to know that this journey is about who are you becoming. Ask yourself that question today. Who am I becoming? Is it congruent with who you are, with what you're doing, and with where you're going, right? Who are you becoming? Who is, by the associations you have, because we're the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with, or better said, we're the average of the 5 people that we get the most input from on a regular basis, whether it's via text or on social or phone calls or whatever, or in our household, whatever, right? We're the average of those 5 people. Who are the people around you becoming? And in turn, who are you becoming by being around them? Because that's what matters. when you start to realize this is just about being and becoming, and it's not about acquiring and possessing and having the house and making and having the money, and it's not about that, then you'll take your environment, you'll take these small things a little bit more serious. The idea that I need to understand who I am, that I need to understand and give time and energy to the things that are in alignment, that are congruent with who I am. And I need to know where I'm going and knowing that this is taking me in that direction. And the more I focus on that progress, the progress of it is what equals happiness. Action step for today says if you could be, have, and do anything you wanted, what would that look like? That's your critical thinking question. I gave you one of who are you becoming? Here's another one. If you could be, have, or do anything you wanted, what would that look like in your life? Take some time this Monday to dive in and say, you know what? I got to really be intentional about who I'm becoming. We're almost a 12th done of 2026 already. It just started. The year just started. But after this week, we're already in February. We're already a month in. Is 2026 already started the way you want it? Have you been doing the things you know you should do or that you said you would do? If not, again, every day, y'all, every day we get another opportunity to get one step closer to our goals, to our dreams, one step closer to the man or woman God called us to be. But you have to make some decisions. You have to make some choices, probably different choices than what you're making currently, because the choices you've been making have your life exactly where it is right now. If you want different, you have to make different choices. But you're capable and it's possible. I love you guys. I want you to win. You deserve it. Your families deserve it. If nobody tells you, I'll constantly remind you, you deserve to win. You need to go out and do it because people are counting on you. But you need to take this information and you need to apply it in your life. Don't just listen to it. Don't just come back and hear it. It's a great start, but you got to actually apply it. There's probably some decisions you got to go make today. Do it today. Because again, people are counting on you. Just know that. People are counting on you. Thank you for the safe travels. I should be home soon. You should see you back here on Wednesday in my normal habitat, not out here. So love you guys. Enjoy your Monday. Talk soon.